Hello, Wiser Shifters. Welcome. I am your host, Eves Jeanfield, and today we are going to talk about something very important. 10 things to have during a power outage. Let's start the video. All right, thank you for sticking around. Now, it's very important if your power goes out right now that you have the prep in place to get by. A lot of people think about their power being, turned off or being out for long term or short term or temporary. Now, what do you do in that situation? Most people don't have a plan in place, and hope today that watching this video you consider about these things and really implement these things that I'm about to share with you. There are 10 things that you should do to prepare for a power outage, and despite of not knowing the extent of how and when the power gonna go out, that should encourage you even more to be ready in case it goes out, because you don't know how long it's going to be out, right? So by being prepared, and in case it does happen, guess what? You put yourself and your family in a better place to be safe and to be someone and or a family to have peace of mind. Now, power outage can vary depend on your region or place that you live. Now, if you live where this is something that happen often during severe weather, I encourage you to go ahead and start today. Even just buying something simple like a flashlight from Family Dollar or Dollar Tree, or getting advance and buying an actual flashlight that you keep on your person. Ladies, keep a flashlight in your purse. Men, keep a flashlight in your EDC bag or your vehicle. If you're a smoker, you already have light. I'm not a smoker, but not being a smoker, one thing I learned about being a prepper is that anything that you can use to either light your way out of darkness or be able to start a fire goes a long way. All right, so getting back to the topic at hand, power outage, right? These things are very important during a power outage, right? So what you want to do is put together an emergency power outage kit. So an emergency power outage kit will entail what? It will include your generator or solar pack, battery packs, or flashlight, right? But going to more detail, you have to think about, okay, if the power goes out, the number one thing I need to do is to light my pathway of where I need to get to and how to get around the house. If you're in your house or if you're out and about, how am I going to light my pathway, right? So today I'm going to simply cover those 10 things and briefly mention what you can and have within those 10 things, right? So number one is putting together the emergency kit, the power outage kit. It goes a long way. If you think about during severe weather, there's a high chance of your power being out, right? So because of that, you want to make sure you buy an emergency weather radio. And there's different type. You have battery operated, you have hand cranked, and you have solar options on the market. So getting a radio to be able to get information from different weather channel news goes a long way, because that will make the difference between you being alive and staying alive. Because if you don't know what state that the weather or the power outage is going to, how long it's going to be, you can't make a informed and solid decision. If you're able to get a radio during a severe storm or a power outage, you're able to get information to make good decision, whether if you're going to stay put or get out of Dodge. So that goes a long way. Radio is needed because during a power outage, you need to be able to collect information. Even though your area might be out of power, the news or whomever is in charge may be trying to get information out, such as how to get food for your family if it's during a tough situation, such as weather. After the post the storm, you're able to go and get certain help. So that's very important, getting the radio part of your emergency power outage kit. Number 2 would be number 3, because number 1 would be putting together the kit, and number 2 is getting your radio, and number 3 would be getting flashlights, right? So having flashlight and battery for everyone within your family or your group goes a long way, because you want to be able to see your way around while the power is out, right? So understanding the importance of be able to get where you need to get safely goes a long way, and that's why having some sort of flashlight in each room of your house or in your emergency power outage kit goes a long way, and is very important because you need a way to see, right? Be able to having water in your kit goes a long way, because if the light goes out in the middle of the night and it's due to a severe storm and water is not running, you want to be able to have a way to purify, or just having water at hand goes a long way. Another thing too in your kit you should definitely consider is having food, right? Having food in your kit. And when the power goes out, the number one thing that's going to go to waste is perishable food. So if it's during a severe storm, post the storm, you want to be able to get anything out your refrigerator and cook it and enjoy it for that time being, right? So that means making sure that you have a grill or some way to cook that food before it go bad. And if I'm you, I would definitely want to have some sort of propane or charcoal grill or some sort to eat, because once those foods start to go bad, guess what? That's a lot of money being wasted. So that's why you should definitely consider having some way to cook that food if the power goes out, right? And another thing too, for your freezer, if the power goes out, if you keep that freezer door closed, your food can stay your frozen goods can stay cooler longer. And then depending how long their outage is out, you can definitely recover that, and hopefully they come back on as soon as possible. But in case of a severe storm, that could take days and even weeks. So consider about these things, right? So knowing that it's important to have even a mini fridge or a cooler in your house, part of your kit, right? So having that in place can definitely help you a little bit. If you're not someone who's prepared and you're watching this video, have these things in place. Another thing too is stocking non-perishable items. Stocking non-perishable items will help you, because not knowing how long power is going to be out, you need food that's not going to go bad within a couple of days or weeks and possibly months, right? So having non-perishable items in your pantry goes a long way as part of your planning for a power outage. Another thing too is be prepared to be able to cook. However you may need to do that, be ready and have a way to get that done, right? Just like I said earlier, if power goes out and not knowing how long it's going to be out, the very first thing going to be impacted besides your mental state is your food. So having your perishable and non-perishable food, having a way to prepare and cook that food itself, it's important. So make sure you have a way to cook that, if it's by gas or charcoals or wood, right? So have a way to do that. Another thing too, having a form of generator. You can store. I wouldn't recommend storing gas in, if you don't know how to properly store it. But having a gas generator helps. Of course, the noise is going to draw people to your home, and especially if people are hungry, then you have another problem on your hand. But clean sources such as gas or using solar batteries, charged batteries to be able to generate, to use a electric stove goes a long way too. So consider having some sort of energy to use when the power is out, either if it's your like a Jackery battery pack where you can charge it via solar, or a gas generator, or your regular natural gas grill. So however you decide to power your grill or stove, you need a way to have that energy to be able to cook your meals or to stay warm, whatever the state of emergency that you need help with, knowing that the power is out, it's not coming back on anytime soon. Another thing too is if you have a community or a group of people that you rely on, that's the time to really start to execute the plan, right? That is if it's a group environment. If it's just you and your family, best thing to do during a power outage is to stay together until you figure out what's going on and you have a plan and you're ready to execute that plan, right? Because the moment the power goes out and it's nighttime, it's not the time to be running around trying to figure things out. That's why that emergency power outage kit is important, because you should know where it's at, and that should be the first thing you get to make sure that your family and you are okay, right? So you want to be able to come together and stay together and figure things out, right? Another thing too is if it's long-term or short-term, however it may be, you want to have different activities in place to keep yourself and potentially your kids entertained, right? To have fun, because the moment you ponder on the power being out for so long or whatever, it mess with your mental. So having different activities during the day or at night while the power is out or is in process being worked on, right? You want to be able to have certain activity to keep yourself entertained, because remember, when the power is out, a lot of our main source of entertainment is electric device such as the TV or your video games or whatever form of entertainment that require power. That's going to be taken away. So consider a way to find alternative or ways to power those equipment to get you that entertainment, to keep your mind at peace. And in a state of not knowing what is going on and how long your power is going to take for the power to come back on, I would preserve as much power that I can to hold off longer, right? So I wouldn't waste on certain electric device. So if I was you, I would definitely consider having some physical activities such as board games or If it's handheld devices that you able to charge up by battery packs or solar generators, you can do that and have fun, right? So having certain activities to really keep yourself entertained doing that. Now, understanding that power outage can happen to anyone at any time, be ready. Don't be naive and think that our power structure is impenetrable, and it's not impossible for something happen and for you to be out of power for a couple of hours, days, and probably weeks or month, especially during a severe storm. If you live in Florida, what are you doing? You know we have hurricane season, and not only that, a hot summer too. So if you live up north, you know potential storm out west, you know where you live, and you know the potential or the risk level on how power outage could take place. So prepare for these things, right? Thank you for watching this video. If you are new here and you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please click on the bell icon for all new content that's coming. And plus, in the description below, please share with me your power outage story and how did you go about dealing with it. And if you are prepared for a power outage, what are you currently doing, and what are some of the things that you're actively doing to prepare for such thing? Because remember, when the power goes out, you're gonna need your flashlights, right? So be ready, and always be ready. And if you don't need what you prep for, awesome. But if you don't and something happened and you don't have it, that's on you. Remember, this is Wiser Shift, where we focus on the mind, body, and soul for a better life. I see you guys next time.